It's Memorial Day, and I still smell the grill cooking up that good sports talk here on your Memorial Day Monday. The Flex On Podcast, taking things to the South, the NFC South, that is. If you know, you know. And we're repping for the Who Dat Nation tonight. Can't wait to have some good sports conversation. And of course, we got to get into the NBA playoffs. And even as Dre would say, talk a little wrestling maybe. Saturday night's main event, we had AEW, we had NXT and Raw tonight. Money in the Bank, less than 2 weeks away. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe, vote on the poll, let us know your favorite moment from this weekend in sports. And welcome to the Flex On Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Yours truly, God's favorite host, the Flex On family, back again with another episode. It is the only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Yes, even on Memorial Day, Monday. First and foremost, first things first, we want to wish a happy Memorial Day and offer our reverence and condolences to those we've lost and do a quick moment of silence here tonight for Memorial Day. Thank you for that. Just wanted to take a brief moment to honor those we've lost, like I mentioned. But episode 491 here, even on a holiday, giving you the best sports talk on YouTube. And tonight, we're going to the wonderful NFC South with a very illustrious guest. Not wasting any more time. You know all the socials. Hit the like button, hit the bell. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. We got some great content for you on the channel. I'm sure you'll love. But let's get into it. Joined by the man who makes the streams pristine, the social media producer. He was out amongst the people this week at Artscape, listening to the wonderful sounds of Fantasia and Robin Thicke. And let's just say it's after 10 p.m. and Uncle Raj loves that R&B music. How you feeling, Raj?
No bread, no water, just me. That's one big son of a bitch!
Finish him, Daddy.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Big Raj, how you feeling Memorial Day?
Bro, it literally was finger looking good yesterday, man. Went to Jimmy Seafood, got to watch AEW, got to watch WWE Battleground. I'm sorry, AEW nothing. But got to watch Battleground as well. Had a delicious steak. Like you said, seen Fantasia, seen Robin Thicke, seen Freeway, seen Little Brother. It was amazing. It was a great weekend, man. The sun was shining. It was beautiful. And tons and tons of wrestling was on. So, yes, my weekend was great.
Appreciate it, Raj. Let the people know. We got a lot of new subscribers. We shouting you out, putting your comments on screen. Let them know what they need to do as well real quick.
Hey, man, if you're new to the Flex Zone podcast, please hit the like and subscribe button. We pretty much cover everything on this channel, wrestling content, Ravens content, football in general, basketball. We cover every damn thing on this channel. So please hit the like and subscribe button. This is what we do. We have fun doing it, and we love having on guests to help have fun with us, of course. So hit the like and subscribe button. You'll find something on this channel you like. So
yes. Last but not least, he is the Flex Zone CEO. He's the co-creator. He's outside, but he's still working hard on the show.
Oh, shit! Get on your feet!
It's the one and only. Proud of Eastside Savior Misbehavior. Even when he's outside, he's inside the Flex Zone building, and we appreciate it. And we love having him here. He is the co-founder of this year's show. Cannot forget him. Drizzy Dre.
Acknowledge me! Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. I love you solo!
What's up, Dre? Happy Memorial Day, man.
Hey, man, happy Memorial Day, man. Been a good day. I got to actually hang with Unc over the weekend too. We got to see Fantasia. I didn't get to see Robin Thicke because I was at a comedy show yesterday. But Artscape, man, for where it was and everything, it was a great turnout. I'm anxious for Afram, man. You already know the vibes for Afram. It's your boy Juvie.
Oh
The
boy.
old Negro spiritual taking over for the 99 and 2000s, huh?
With Miss Patty LaBelle in the building as well.
Yes.
I mean, seeing the legend Patty will be cool, but ain't nothing like when your boy Juvie is out there. I might be amongst the people for that one, man. I can't wait to see who's going to back that thing up on your boy. You heard me?
It's a family event, sir. Family event.
It's true. It ain't going to be no family event. Shit, we going to take it back to the 99 and 2000. Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.
All right.
It's going to get stank like Freaknik out there.
No, we're not going back that far. Okay, we're not doing it. No.
we going back before the 99 and 2000. Yeah.
You must have been drinking today. Yeah, you're on. Yeah. Yeah. You had a couple of brewskis.
As my mama would say, like, whoa, no. First of all, ain't no colonizer beer over here. But no. My mama would call it the joy juice. Nah, ain't no joy juice. I just want to have a good time this summer, man. That's all. We outside, we up in the sucker. Yeah.
But Jersey Dre, appreciate it. Always glad you're here. On your way, get home safely. We got an illustrious guest tonight. He's been joining us up late from his day being on the grill, hopping on here with us on his own channel, then hopping on here with us here on the Flex Zone podcast. If you don't know him, now you will, because before we do anything else, we want you to hit that subscribe button. Click this link down below in the chat. Click on State of the Saints podcast, because you will find the best New Orleans Saints coverage on YouTube, courtesy of the founder and host of State of the Saints podcast, the one, the only, New Orleans finest, South Carolina residing, Timothy J. Jones, joining us here on the Flex Zone podcast on Memorial Day. So you know it's a big thing. So make some noise for him. Timothy, what's up, my guy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on, man? What's happening?
What's up, my guy?
What's happening, man?
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me.
Look, man, we love having you on. He said you're in South Carolina. What part of South Carolina are you in right now, man?
I live in Myrtle Beach, man. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay. Look, he'll know this part. I got my people are from Bishopville.
Okay,
So.
yeah, man, I'm familiar with that. I have to pass that way every time, like when I'm traveling back home, man. So yeah, I'm familiar with Bishopville.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So with it being Memorial Day, how's Black Bike Week going?
Man, it's going fine, man. It's always a festive event, man. Every time, every year, like a bunch of people come down, take advantage of it, and people, spirits always high. I didn't get a chance to go out there this time around, man. But just riding around with my family the other day, man. You see bikers, just traveling to different places. So I mean, the vibe is pretty lit out here, man. When Black Bike Week come around, that's what they call it, Memorial Day weekend, Black Bike Week around here.
Well, as Dre drops off, I'm sure we'll get it back. TJ, for the people who don't know who you are, let them know what you do out here on these YouTube streets and kind of how you got started and being a great home for Saints content on YouTube.
Well, man, State of the Saints podcast was honestly, man, it started by mistake. In 2018, I was working part-time at a radio station. I'm now the general manager at WLGI. And I stayed like right around the corner from there. And the station manager would just give me opportunities to come over and record anytime I like. So, and one day the Saints played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was during the time when Ryan Fitzpatrick was the quarterback. It was week 1. And, I just thought the Saints would just beat the brakes off Tampa. And, Ryan Fitzpatrick went for like 400 yards, dropped about 40 some odd points on the Saints. And I can just remember going, around the corner to the radio station and just recording it. And, I played it back. And I just kind of got a kick out of myself, man. I was like, man, I didn't realize like how much energy I brought with it. And I was like, man, let me just go ahead and post this. And when I first started out, I mean, I didn't have a webcam or anything like that. So what I would do is I would just record my voice and just kind of put like different pictures that kind of coincide with what I'm talking about. And from there, it was like, man, I think I can do this every single week. I mean, I've always like done podcasting, but I never really found the niche or something I was really passionate about. Growing up in New Orleans, growing up a Saints fan, loving sports, it was just something that I just kind of just fell in love with. I just thought it was a match made in heaven. So about 1,700 episodes later, I have over like 12,000 subscribers. I've had the opportunity to interview some of the most respected names in sports. Got opportunity to go to NFL Combine over the last 2 years. So man, it just all kind of just started from a dream, man. So I just tell people all the time, man, don't think that you just have to work in some type of big rise building in order for you to be able to achieve your dreams, man. All you need is blood, sweat, and tears, and a commitment to what you're doing. So I mean, that's kind of how I got started, man.
Yeah, man. I just want to say it was rough for the Saints last year. It was really rough. I'm pretty sure y'all was pretty pissed off in the draft by not getting Shedeur Sanders. What do you think about that? What do you think about that situation with y'all not drafting a quarterback until what was the 3rd or 4th round, I believe?
Yeah, well, the Saints they drafted a quarterback in the 2nd round. I mean, yeah, you had some people that were upset about the whole Shedeur Sanders thing. I knew the Saints wasn't going to get Shedeur Sanders. I mean, if you've been rocking with this team long enough, you know that the Saints general manager, his name is Mickey Loomis. He ain't rocking like that, man. The Saints, they ran like a mom and pop shop. Like they like to have them, them Boy Scouts, so to speak. Them guys that's probably gonna rescue a cat up a tree or something. Like guys that gonna get a shirt off their back. They ain't really like looking for the dogs or the ones that have that dog-like mentality. Like they like those like I said, those them Boy Scouts. And so Shedeur Sanders' personality, I just knew from the jump it was going to just clash with what the Saints are trying to do. So it didn't surprise me at all. I mean, some Saints fans were upset, but if you've been rocking with this team, like I don't understand how you wouldn't be surprised by the Saints not getting Shedeur Sanders. But I think that Tyler Shuck, the quarterback that they got out of Louisville, I think that he's talented. I think that he might be able to bring something to the table. At the end of the day, I mean, you got yourself the best offensive lineman in Calvin Banks Jr. that was in the draft. He was ranked number 2. So, not all is lost. But Shedeur Sanders, it would have been a whole different vibe in the city. And I think that he definitely would have changed the way that some Saints fans feel about this team going into 2025.
How do you feel about how do you feel about this team going into 2025?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't have any expectations. I mean, this is a team that, for years should have hit the reset button. But, this is a team that lives in denial, my dude. Like they are in denial. Like for years, they just thought like they can just reinvent the wheel. Like, Sean Payton and Drew Brees was going to just, like they can just replace them and everything could just keep going. It was a mistake for them to hire Dennis Allen as the replacement for Sean Payton because Dennis Allen showed that he couldn't coach. But that was just the Saints being afraid of change. This is a team that just doesn't embrace change, man. And honestly, you can make an argument that they didn't want to embrace change this time. I mean, the owner of the team, Gail Benson, had to basically jump in front of Mickey Loomis for him to fire Dennis Allen. If she didn't, then Dennis Allen would have still been a coach of this football team. So, like this new rebuild for the Saints, honestly, didn't happen organically. It was just something that just kind of happened, on the fly. But they're trying to pretend like they wanted this to happen, but everybody know that that's not true. But I don't have any expectation for the Saints in 2025. You can't look any worse than you did last season. So if they go out there and look better and put a better product on the field, if they score an extra touchdown than they did last season, I think Saints fans it'd be excited about the way this team look. I mean, it's pretty bad right now, dude.
How do you feel about the coaching? Because I want to ask you about that. I like the Kellen Moore hire, actually. I do. I think he's a very good offensive mind. If Tyler Shuck's going to work, it's going to be because of Kellen Moore. You still got Alvin Kamara. I love Chris Olave. You got Shaheed, if he can stay healthy, he's so talented. Oh my goodness, TJ, he's so talented, but he always gets hurt. People don't know he's like a best kept secret in the NFL. The line is good. Unfortunately, Ramczyk retired, but that defensive coordinator of yours, Raj, Dre, everybody knows us on the flex zone, is a certain coach who was goofy as hell with the Chargers, who made some goofy decisions. And he's coaching your defense with the great Cam Jordan, with the great Demario Davis. We love Honey Badger. We call him Honey Boo Boo, but it's all respect. We love Honey Badger. We wanted them here. We like what they have on team. We like the Predator. We call him the Predator. Chase Young. We like him. He's from DC, not too far down the road. We like our boy Kool-Aid in the draft last year. We do draft profiles. What is this team going to be coaching? Because I like Kellen Moore, but I don't like him. The guy who will not be named, who used to coach the Chargers, rhymes with Ailey, Brandon Staley as your D coordinator.
Well, look, man.
I'm sorry.
Look, I mean, look, I think that this is a conversation that needs to be had because, I think it's a difference between a guy being a coordinator and a guy being a head coach. Like, for example, I mentioned Dennis Allen. Like, Dennis Allen is one hell of a defensive coordinator. Like, I expect for the Chicago Bears defense to be pretty damn good because that's his wheelhouse. Brandon Staley kind of strikes me as that same type of individual. Like, I think the defense will be prepared, but some guys just don't cut it as a head coach. I know he's switching from, the team from a 4-3 to a 3-4. I think it's going to help out some of the guys that they have on the team. Some of the players that the Saints have selected in years past, I feel like will thrive more in a 3-4 defense. I don't know what this defense will look like. They still need some help at the cornerback position. They made a trade with the Commanders. They traded Marshawn Lattimore away, the longtime cornerstone cornerback. Now you got Alontae Taylor. You got Kool-Aid McKinstry. They no longer have Paulson Adebo. He goes to the Giants. So it's going to be a young, inexperienced cornerback room that they have. So that's the only question marks I have is, are they going to be able to have guys that's going to be able to hold down some of the best in the NFL at the wide receiver position in the South? I mean, we know Mike Evans is a dog. Chris Godwin is a dog. They already added, another wide receiver over there, Ibuka. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then also with the Giants, I mean, not the Giants, the Falcons, you got some talented guys over there, with Moody and, and you got Kyle Pitts and, all these other guys that they have to deal with. So that's my biggest concern defensively is the secondary and how they're going to be able to hold it down, man, against some of the best top tier wide receivers that they have, man. I ain't even mentioned Carolina getting Roy McMillan and Xavier Legette. And, they also have some other talented wide receivers over there. So it's going to be tough for the Saints.
What do you think? What do you think that the fans' version of this team is going into this year? Do you think are they optimistic? Are they a little bit worried? I mean, what are your thoughts on the fan base as a whole going into this season?
Man, to answer your first question, are they optimistic? Hell no. Like, no, they're not optimistic at all. Look, the reality is, man, look, Saints fans have, a really bad relationship with general manager Mickey Loomis. Mickey Loomis has been the general manager of the New Orleans Saints since 2002. And the narrative surrounding Mickey Loomis is he has basically been, basically covered by Drew Brees and Sean Payton throughout the years. Like, no matter what you put out there on the field, no matter what type of mistakes you have done when it comes to the salary cap, you had the two erasers and Sean Payton and Drew Brees to fix everything that you broken. But right now, since they are no longer there, Drew Brees retires at the end of the 2020 season. Sean Payton steps down in 2021. People are realizing that the emperor has no clothes, man. Like, this guy is not everything that he cracks up to be. And the reality is some Saints fans feel like the Saints will never find prosperity or consistent prosperity until Mickey Loomis decides that he has to step down. And notice I didn't say get fired, because here's why. Mickey Loomis is the executive vice president of the New Orleans Saints, which makes him third in command. In 2018, the former owner of the New Orleans Saints, Tom Benson, left Mickey Loomis in his will that if anything happens to his wife, which is Gail Benson, the owner, the president of the team, Dennis Lauscher, then Mickey Loomis is third in command of the entire team. So right now, the Saints fans are at the mercy of upper management in the form of Mickey Loomis being that executive vice president. So it's pretty bad, man. And he has been the reason why the Saints have kind of fell short over the last couple of years, because he doesn't have those erasers anymore. So that's the reason why there's no optimism coming from New Orleans as of right now. But I mean, Saints fans are always going to have a belief in a team. They're never going to give up on a team. That's just the way that Saints fans rock. But a lot of Saints fans feel like this team won't reach success until Mickey Loomis is no longer there.
Damn. Go ahead, Byron.
Dre, you there? I want to try to get Dre in there real quick. If not, I'll. How you feel about the division? Because the Buccaneers have won it the past few years. Carolina came on strong at the end. We saw kind of Atlanta's like always kind of in the mix, but we call it falconing. Falcons going falcon. They kind of wet the bed on their own. You know how it is. Y'all beat them all the time. Y'all would own them. I mean, how you feel about this division? Do y'all have a chance to compete in this division? Because, like you said, probably Tyler Shuck at quarterback, but you got a lot of good veterans around him.
Right. Well, I think that this is a competitive division because all the teams are terrible. Like it's not like Tampa is just running away with the division. There's this picture that goes around social media where there's 4 garbage bags, there's 3 black garbage bags, and there's 1 golden garbage bag, and that's what Tampa has been. They've been a golden garbage bag. Like if you look at the division standings over the last couple of years, it always has been by a half a game, 1 game, and look at the records. It's not double-digit wins. It's like 9 wins, 8 wins. Even with Tom Brady, like his last season, they went 8-9 and won the division. So the Saints do have a chance, and we see this all the time where we expect teams to look bad, not be very good, and then all of a sudden, you get a new coach, get a new philosophy, get a new quarterback, and the next thing you know, you find levels of prosperity. It may not be a deep playoff run. It may not be the Super Bowl. It might be a couple more wins than you had last season. Might be a playoff berth. So as long as this division is basically crabs in a barrel, so to speak, like the Saints have a chance.
Man, yeah. Dre, you got anything? I saw you unmuted, but I guess he muted back up.
That's it.
That's it. That's the picture.
That's it, man. the golden trash bag right there. Exactly.
Nice Saints gold there. Nice Saints gold.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey, the Saints can't be the golden trash bag when you last in the division. But yeah, that's what I was alluding to. Just that's it. That's the NFC South. To sum it all up.
Well, okay, I do have a question.
Go ahead,
Say Tyler Show stinks. All right, say he doesn't work year 1 of his rookie deal. If y'all are a top 5 pick in the draft, do y'all go after another quarterback, or do you go after another position? What do you think?
No, you go after a quarterback, man. Like this is the thing. Nobody has to be married to Tyler Shuck. You can't say you're married to a quarterback. And yes, this is the highest drafted quarterback the Saints have had since 1971 with Archie Manning. Archie Manning was the last first-round draft pick at quarterback that the Saints have had. So it's not like, he was undeniable. I'm talking Tyler Shuck. So if he goes out there and he stinks, yes. I mean, you try to go after Garrett Nussmeier. If Arch Manning comes out, you try to go after Arch Manning or Aller, out of Penn State. Like you have to go after the best that is available, because he hasn't shown you anything, and neither has Spencer Rattler in this case. So yeah, man, it's all about rebuilding, and trying to make sure that you get the best team possible. And you're not going anywhere if you don't have a quality quarterback, man. I mean, Will Levis was drafted to the Tennessee Titans in the 2nd round, but look, a couple of years later, who they have? Number 1 overall, Cam Ward. So, man, you can't be married to these guys and caring about, what optics look like. Like, they're going to think we're dysfunctional. Well, there's nothing more dysfunctional than not making the playoffs, not winning the division, being in a basement every single year. So sometimes you got to learn from your mistakes. And if Tyler Shuck isn't it, then try to go out there and try to find the right guy. But we'll see.
Okay.
Well, what do you think about some of these veterans on the team, like Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Honey Badger? Are they going to be traded at the trade deadline, or I mean, they have a lot of credit card mentality. Is Alvin Kamara going to be there after this season? Do that? It's like they don't. It's like they like him, but they don't want to marry him. I don't know why. He's one of the best players in the league. And Taysom Hill, I mean, I don't think people realize how good he is. Like, he is very valuable to what the Saints do. He's very underrated. Like, some of those veterans, would they be traded? I mean, because y'all always in cap hell, respectfully. Ravens fans, we know how it is, but y'all are always negative, and it's like every year it's like credit card mentality.
Yeah, but look, this is the difference between the Saints and the Ravens. See, the Ravens, they can draft well. Like, throughout the years, like, you have really good drafts. Like, shouts out to Ozzie Newsome, throughout the years, like, has done a outstanding job at bringing in players. Like, it could be like a 3rd round, 4th round player. He's still going to get some level of production out of him. I can honestly remember, like, Will Lutz played for Baltimore. Like, you know what I'm saying? But y'all end up giving them to the Saints because you had Justin Tucker. Like, it's stuff like that. That's when you know what you're doing. So you can go out here and kick the can down the road because you're knocking it out of the park. You're kicking ass when it comes to free agency, the draft process. The Saints don't do that. And the Saints have been whiffing on draft picks. They don't rely on certain things that you see in certain scouting reports. They'll look at guys' measurables and RAS scores, what he's capable of being, like, if you put him in this system, instead of like just addressing, the obvious, like going after some of those key guys. That's what the Saints honestly have been lacking. But to ask your question about the trade deadline, those players aren't going anywhere. Like I said, the Saints run their organization like a mom and pop shop. Like, it's a family oriented business. Like, Cam Jordan will be a Saints lifer because Cam Jordan is a likable guy. Like Cam Jordan isn't the Cam Jordan he used to be. He's not the double-digit sack Cam Jordan, but Cam Jordan helps out in the community. Cam Jordan will put on a black and gold blazer and go to the charity event. And that goes a long way within this organization. And sometimes that is the detriment of this organization. They keep players way too long because they have this love affair with them. But, a lot of what the Saints do when it comes to these players and their commitment, honestly, that has been their downfall over the last couple of years, keeping players way too long and just being committed to guys. And now you look at, you got a 33-year-old Honey Badger, you got a 35-year-old Cam Jordan, and a 36-year-old Demario Davis still on your team. And, as fans, you're watching these guys and hoping that they can actually turn back the clock. But it's not even their fault. I mean, we know that football is a young man's sport. So you're expecting a 36-year-old to go out there looking like he Ray Lewis in his prime. That ain't happening, man. So, I don't. Those guys aren't going anywhere, though, man.
It sounds like a dreary experience.
It's tough, man. It's tough being a Saints fan, though, right? It is, man. It's tough. Like, it's a lot of things that Saints fans have to endure. Like, it's so obvious when it comes to like certain practices. Like, you see it from Philly, you see it from you all in Baltimore, you see it in Green Bay. Like, you like these players, but you also understand there's a business aspect to the sport of football. The Saints don't run like that. Like, if they like you and you hug Gail Benson in the hallway every day, like, that goes a long way, man. Give him a contract extension. How many sacks he had? He had 5 sacks. Give him a 3-year deal. Like, can't be rolling like that, man. You ain't winning nothing like that. But that's the Saints.
But like you said, though, your division is never tough. Yeah, anybody can win a division.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're right there always. So I mean, I get it. I understand what they're trying to do. I guess a little bit. They're trying to keep it low key. On some things, they're trying to run it to a certain extent, like a mom and pop, like you said. But I just feel like I feel like you're never too far away, though, because I mean, you might not have a good season this year, but next year you might have a top 10 pick or top 5 pick, get the best quarterback, and then boom, you're right back in it again. So
that happens sometimes, though. Like, sometimes teams fall ass backwards into prosperity. I give you an example. The Saints fell ass backwards in 2006. Sean Payton didn't want to go to the Saints. He wanted to go to the Packers. Yep. The Saints wanted, well, I mean, it probably would have worked out for him anyway. They wanted Mike McCarthy as their coach. Mike McCarthy decides to go to the Packers. Sean Payton was waiting around for the Packer job. They went with Mike McCarthy. It was between the Raiders and the Saints, and the Raiders were like, thanks, but no thanks. And he ended up going to the Saints, which was his third choice. Like Drew Brees had opportunity to go to Miami. They didn't clear him for, they didn't clear him during a physical, said that his arm was shot. Saints end up taking a deal on him, and the rest is history. Like, this could be one of those situations. Mickey Loomis did not want to fire Dennis Allen. Gail Benson said, look, you letting this guy go. He's messing with my bottom line. Fans don't like him. The team don't like him. He lost the locker room. Forced him to fire the guy. So what does he do? He goes out here. We know the Saints searched far and wide. Kellen Moore was not their first choice. Aaron Glenn was. Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets. Then they waited around for Joe Brady with Buffalo. Nah, I'm going to stay in Buffalo. Then Cliff Kingsbury. Nah, I'm going to stay here with Jaden Daniels. We winning right now. Now, all of a sudden, we roll with Kellen Moore. So, I mean, this could be one of those situations where, you fall ass backwards into prosperity again. And honestly, you got to hope that this actually happens again, because you see that Mickey Loomis by himself ain't the answer. Like, just leaving him to his own devices has not been a solution. So, hopefully he can actually bring somebody in that knows what he's doing, that can bring in a coaching staff that knows what he's doing, so Mickey Loomis can stay upstairs, answer a couple questions for about 11 minutes and nobody cares, like it's been over the last 16 years. I mean, the problem is people care too much about what Mickey Loomis thinks. Like, Mickey Loomis has press conferences every single year, but nobody cared. Why? Because the Saints were winning and nobody really thought about Mickey Loomis in that light. Now it's like you listen to every bonehead response that he has, and it's like, oh my goodness, like we doomed. But he's always been saying the same stuff. So hopefully you have a coach and Kellen Moore that can kind of come in and absolve some of these situations. If they do, then maybe the Saints can get back to this winning. Because like you said, you never know. I mean, and especially in this division, I mean, it's pretty wide open every year.
Yep.
Well, let's get into some wrestling, because we know you are a wrestling fan. We can go a lot of ways with this, but how do you feel about kind of the product right now after WrestleMania? We've seen Cena turn heel. He's the champion. Like you said, you just saw Saturday Night's Main Event, hitting in the Money in the Bank. What do you feel about the WWE product right now? Are you enjoying what's going on?
I mean, some of the stuff I'm enjoying. Some of it is good. Some of it I'm like, it kind of lost me. Like, if I'm going back, like, number one, I feel like sometimes, it seemed like there's a clash going on. You could tell, like, kind of behind the scenes. I don't know. Like for The Rock, for example, at the Elimination Chamber, basically, they turned John Cena heel. The Rock, does the cutthroat. There's no explanation for that. Some of the storylines leading up to WrestleMania was a little bit stale for my liking. Some of it felt like it was a little bit rushed. And I felt like that was weird, because if you look at what WrestleMania was, they kind of pushed it back. So I feel like they had a lot of time in order to build some of these storylines. But overall, I like the fact that you're seeing a lot of this young talent be able to get pushed, getting opportunities on television. A lot of the homegrown NXT people that Triple H brought in, getting like those storylines. Also, some of the talent that they actually brought in, like Julia, getting a spotlight, Roxanne Perez finally getting to the main roster. So I think there's some positive things going on. I'm interested in what's going to happen with the new faction with Brian Breaker and Seth Rollins, and now Bronson Reed being a part of that. I liked how, that they're basically setting up this new generation, and hopefully this Money in the Bank, it can be won by somebody else that's on the come up, because right now they need some top young stars, man, as some of these guys start to fade out. Roman Reigns part-time, and John Cena, kind of part-time and kind of going to ride off into the sunset. So you need that guy that's going to be able to carry the banner. I mean, Seth Rollins is doing a pretty good job, but you want to see like some of this young talent come of age, and you can tell they're trying to mold Brian Breaker for that, but they need somebody other than that. I'm hoping that my guy Carmelo Hayes can, set fire. I feel like he's underrated as a superstar. So I like the product, man. But some of the storylines kind of lose me from time to time.
How you feel about AEW and what they're doing if you watch it?
Yeah, I mean, I think AEW is I think it's okay. I think sometimes, once again, like with some of the storylines and situations kind of lose me. But the talent is there. They got some talented wrestlers there, Swerve Strickland, I'm a big fan of him. I think he has some real good talent. I like the fact that, he left WWE with a chip on his shoulder, and he's taking upon himself to try to, lead AEW in his own right. Some of these other talented guys like Will Ospreay, that are there. Shouts out to Heyman Adam Page. I thought they had a pretty a good match, which Will Ospreay always has a good match, but I do think that there's something missing. I don't know if it's just the fact that maybe Tony Khan just allows some of these superstars to kind of just get their way most of the time, but they need like somebody that's going to be able to run with that ball and somebody they can lean on to. There was a couple superstars that they had opportunities to kind of build up, but it seemed like they kind of lost their momentum. I don't know why. So hopefully, like some of these guys like Swerve, guys like Will Ospreay, Heyman Adam Page can kind of, maybe be those leaders for AEW, and also MJF. So at the end of the day, I just think that they need that one or a few individuals that can actually lead the company, but I don't know, man. Tony Khan has to change the way that he actually manages that company for them to get to that point.
Go and tell him, Byron, what you always say.
What I always say?
It's all about what the story, right?
Yeah, Story is king. Story is king.
Yeah.
How do you feel about WrestleMania moving from? We kind of talked about it a little bit on the sound check. Moving from New Orleans, like I said, I was trying to go. We were possibly trying to go. People in the chat, I see y'all. Slim South 504. Like I said, we could have met you down there, had a nice little meet and greet. Maybe we'll have to do Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. You get Money in the Bank now, TJ. But how you feel about that? Like you said, it's all about the green.
Yeah, it's all about the green, man. This is a different company. Some of the practices that we see from a classic WWE is not going to be what TKO Endeavor brings to the table. Like you see it. Like you see the Prime sitting on the side by ringside. You see all of the different logos in the middle of the ring, the different angles, the droids, and all that kind of stuff, like circling around the ring. But also that this is a business. Like just like they bought WWE for a substantial amount of money, like they're going to go to the highest bidder. And this is something that we're just not used to seeing. Like I said off the air, like if this was Vince McMahon, I don't see that happening because Vince McMahon pretty much is a guy who he'll honor like these business commitments, so but I just think that Vegas made them an offer they couldn't refuse, and they just reneged on the deal. But I think that still WrestleMania end up in New Orleans one day. I'm glad Money in the Bank is going to be there. It's still one of the more high profile events, but it does suck, man, that people in New Orleans were extremely excited. I can remember watching that SmackDown when The Rock came out there and announced that WrestleMania was going to come to New Orleans, and I can just remember like my friends hitting me up talking about how excited they are going to be to actually have WrestleMania there. I got a 5-year-old son. He's starting to get into wrestling too. Love Jey Uso. Every morning we up in the mirror doing up and down, what I'm saying? Yeeting, with brushing his teeth, but yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it's business at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, man. I've been watching the product since pretty much the early 90s. I go all the way back to before the Attitude Era. With Michaels, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, all of them. And I feel the way you do about the state of wrestling. I enjoy a lot of it, but a lot of it I'm just like scratching my head, like, what are we doing? Like, why do we have so many commercials in Saturday Night's Main Event? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does Raw have all these commercials on Netflix? Like,
right,
you don't need all these commercials on Netflix. So it's just like a give and a take. And then on top of that, maybe they're going back to Vegas again, I believe, for WrestleMania 42. They haven't announced it yet, but they want to go back because like their all their staff and stuff is in Vegas, and a lot of people are located in Vegas.
Yep, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So I get it, but I don't know, man. I feel when The Rock did what he did, and then he came out on Pat McAfee, and he was like, well, the final boss is done with the storyline. I'm like, to me, that kind of it turned me off in a big way as far as seeing him becoming a heel to where it's going right now, because I think it could have been like way better if The Rock just kept going, and he didn't have to actually be there, but just had like maybe little vignettes, maybe little X posts or whatever. Just give us little hints of what's going on. But he literally just completely dropped the story and left John Cena to do what he's doing now, which is kind of underwhelming.
Yeah. I believe. Look, I honestly believe that the reason why The Rock just checked out the way he did, I think he wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel, and I think that maybe there was a clash in that, when it comes to like Cody Rhodes actually being a heel. Because I mean, I guess when you look at it, I mean, he's the most active babyface they have. I mean, Roman theoretically is a babyface, but he's not, a full timer, and neither is John Cena. And Cody Rhodes has man, I've been to some of these events when Cody comes out, man, people lose their freaking mind. And he's also selling a lot of merch. And I mean, the only person that's really up there with him that's active is Jey Uso right now. Yeah, like if you look at like some of the t-shirt sales and some of the people that's actually drawing money. So I think that, maybe he got upset about that, but at the end of the day, he should know like it's about business. Like you can't just, allow your ego to just be the driving force. I think that was pretty weak on The Rock, for him to go on Pat McAfee. Y'all know Pat McAfee gonna talk about how great you are, how wonderful you are, and I listened to that, man. I mean, it basically was it was about, I hate to say it like this, it was about 30 minutes of slurping here. You know what I'm saying? Like you were just talking about like how great dude was, and it seemed like that's what The Rock wants. He wants people to talk about how great he is. He don't want people really to question him. Like when people boo him and stuff like he wants you like, okay, boo me now. And then all of a sudden when you say something heelish, okay, you know what I'm saying? And now, cheer for me because I'm telling you this. Like, nah, you can't have it both ways, man. Like you're going to be a baby face or you're going to be a heel. And sometimes, you're not going to always get what you want. I thought that, like I said, it just seems like there's a clash between, Triple H and maybe, a board of directors right now. And, hopefully Triple H can actually come out on top, man, because, Triple H for the most part knows what he's doing, man. He's really good at his job. I mean, I just seem like you can tell like when upper management get involved with some of these storylines and when Triple H has full autonomy when it comes to it, though.
Go ahead, Dre. I know you've been dying to get a question in. Go
ahead. Well, I mean, you guys, covered a lot of the questions that I would have had. I guess I'll I mean, because what he's saying about The Rock, Pat McAfee, and everything is good. How do you feel about the direction right now under Triple H versus what Vince McMahon was doing?
Well, I think you can definitely tell. I mentioned a lot of the superstars that kind of came up through the developmental system with Triple H. You can tell he's really utilizing. Like, I mean, look at the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Like that had Triple H handprints all over it, right? I mean, you think about Brian Breaker, he was working with Brian Breaker before he came and became like the head of creative. Like that was a guy that he worked with, kind of handed off to Shawn Michaels, and some of these other superstars. So like I said, the storylines that you're seeing, some of the factions that they're actually putting together, some of the long-term storylines that took taking place and formulating, you can tell Triple H is being involved, but you can also tell like when his hands are tied. Like I said, with the Cena situation of Cena turning heel, how Cena has been utilized. The week, it definitely was weak. build between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Like that was straight up weak every single week. Every single week they get in the ring. John Cena basically just completely like just destroys Cody Rhodes like on the mic. Nick Cody comes out there talking about how loyal and how great he is, and you know what I'm saying, I'm going like this man like beat the hell out of you, right? You know, like Travis Scott punctures your eardrum, and like you just out like it was just weird. Like if somebody slap you in the face or beat you within an inch of your life, are you just gonna stand out there and just exchange verbal blows with them? Like, no, like it just doesn't make sense. Like there was a side of Cody Rhodes that you could have utilized. Like Cody Rhodes, like not pulling the trigger and hitting John Cena with the title. Like, I mean, you think about this, man. Like, even his dad was like the number one baby face, like during like the 80s, right? I mean, even Dusty would have hit Ric Flair over the head with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that. Like you can be noble and loyal and all that kind of stuff as a baby face, but I mean, sometimes like people got to show you like, man, you got to take these gloves off and fight. So, like I said, when it comes to Triple H, like you can tell like his fingerprints on a lot of these storylines, but also you can tell like some of the things that are happening. Maybe, The Rock, upper management getting involved, and I just feel like that's the reason why some of these storylines are not hitting home.
Do you think we'll ever see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at a WrestleMania?
Ooh.
I think you will see that. I don't know if you'll see it like next year or anything like that, but I think that you'll eventually see that. I mean, unless The Rock just decides that he doesn't want to do it, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it. We know that TKO Endeavor, they definitely got the money to do it. They definitely will try to make sure that they do everything they can to try to get that match in the ring. I think you'll see it eventually.
Dre, you got one more? Ain't you?
All right. Let me ask you this one last wrestling question. Do you think that who do you feel like? Do you feel like The Rock needs to get his handprints off of the state of wrestling right now, or do you and let Triple H take over, or do you feel like Rock needs to be more involved than Triple H right now?
Well, look, I think that he shouldn't be more involved in Triple H. Like Triple H has never left wrestling. Like understand that he has never left wrestling. The Rock has not been an active wrestler like since what 2000, 2001 or something like that. So he's been like he been tipping in Hollywood, tipping in the ring, like, and then all of a sudden he just left completely. Like just because you've been around something, for a long time, but then leave, like you can't just come back. Things change. Triple H should be the main one running WWE, and I just think that The Rock, he's on the board of directors, so he feels like he has this power, so he should be able to call the shots. I mean, I just think that he just misguided. Like a lot of the things that are going on in wrestling right now, I don't think he really understands fully. I think he understands like wrestling from a yesteryear perspective, like during the Attitude Era, but that's a different type of audience right now. Like, you talked about your knowledge of wrestling going back to the early 90s. Like you had to understand it, like who was the baby face, who was the heel, right? Yep. Like during the time, like during the Attitude Era, like Stone Cold Steve Austin changed that. Stone Cold was like, if it was the 80s, Stone Cold would be a heel. But Stone Cold changed the way that people looked at heel wrestlers. Like he made heel wrestlers cool. Now, if you look at heel wrestlers now, like who is a heel? Like a heel come out there and get cheered like he Hulk Hogan in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a different type of day. And I don't think that The Rock has a pulse on wrestling like Triple H does. Triple H has seen the ebbs and flows of wrestling. He has been through, early WCW as Terrorizing. He has been through the Attitude Era with Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He has been through the Ruthless Aggression Era with Evolution. He has been through the PG era, wrestling on and off and watching John Cena, basically just become a man of the people and kids loving him. And now, like the Triple H era. So he has been through all these things. He understands that. The Rock, I mean, while he was making a Tooth Fairy and a Scorpion King, Triple H was out here. So there's no disrespect to The Rock. Like, everybody knows The Rock is one of the greatest wrestlers, superstars of all time. But that doesn't mean that you should be the booker. Like, man, we've seen some really good wrestlers over the years. They terrible bookers. Like Ric Flair was a booker at one time, terrible at it. Like some of these other guys, Stan Hansen, terrible booker, great wrestler, in Japan. But I mean, at the end of the day, Triple H knows what he's doing. Needs to leave him alone. You can implement maybe something just like Vince McMahon did, but like, leave him alone, because he knows what he's doing. He understands these wrestlers. Probably like 85, 90% of the wrestlers who watch in a day, he brought in and developed through NXT. So let him cook.
Well, TJ, you cook each and every day. Last but not least, let the people know how to keep up with you and who goes further, the Pelicans or the Saints this season. Because Zion can never get it right. That's the question I'm leaving you with. I always got to leave with the cliffhanger. Who goes further, Zion and the Pelicans? Because they are goofy as hell. Talk about missed potential and wasted talent.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I got to roll with the Saints, man. I mean,
had to get you with that one.
Hey, man, the Pelicans, I don't know, man. That can't get right there. I don't care. They could put anything they can out there. You think they're going to look like something at the beginning of the season? Zion might go out there on a breakaway and do a reverse dunk. You think, we back, baby, we back. All of a sudden, like, he out, 60 games. So I don't know, man. I got to go with the Saints, man. Pelicans, they can't get right, man. And I can't see I can't see them getting right. Hopefully, like with Joe Dumars, being the top guy now, that can help out. But man, some things got to change. Some things got to change.
Man, some things got to change, like that name.
The Pels, yeah. Yeah, first of all, I was never on board with that in the beginning, because I was like, that was just weird. But I mean, the Pelican is Louisiana State bird. I understand why they naming the Pelicans, but at the end of the day,
name,
like,
regardless.
It's not like, it doesn't scream toughness or anything like that. Like, we playing the Pelicans tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go out to play somebody that's about to go out there and really try to dominate. And I just think it's apropos, an undominant nickname and an undominant basketball team. So I got the Saints, man. I got the Saints.
How can they keep up with you and what you got coming up on the channel, TJ?
Okay, so you can check me out on the State of the Saints podcast. I'm available on all streaming platforms. You can check me out on YouTube, do live streams, do interviews. You can follow me on X at TJAYJones8. And I thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. I really do appreciate it. And man, just feel free to reach out to me anytime, man. I really enjoyed myself.
We appreciate
you.
you.
We appreciate you, man.
Yes, we're gonna do this again.
Wonderful. Great to have you on,
Thanks,
brother.
knowledge and wrestling knowledge, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, we'll have to recap SummerSlam or something, because it's 2 nights with Cardi B, so I know that'll be fun.
I'll definitely be back, man. Definitely be back for
yes,
that.
sir. Give it up one more time for TJ, everybody. Thank you, TJ. We appreciate it. We'll be putting this interview out tomorrow as well as a separate video, so I'll hit you up in the email. But appreciate you. Much love to the family, man. And enjoy the weather down in South Carolina. We'll do it again real soon.
Man. Y'all take it
appreciate
easy, man.
it. Yes, sir. Thanks again. Thank you. One more time. Give it up for State of the Saints, the one and only TJ. Shout out to everybody in the chat from State of the Saints in the building. Dre, we are back. We got breaking news as the Thunder have defeated the Timberwolves, take a 3-1 series lead. How do you feel about this, Dre? I think Anthony Edwards, I don't know what he was doing today, but I think he wasn't even a leading scorer, I believe, for the T-Wolves.
He wasn't. Nickel Alexander Walker was with 23.
Oh, Shay's cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, 16 points, 5 for 13.
And guess what? Julius Randle had 5 points.
Oh, that's not going to get it done. They done. Dre is over with.
Man, it's been over with, man. I mean, you saw that series was over with game 1 for real, with the way that the Thunder came out, and then even game 2. Ant-Man, you can see Ant-Man, Julius Randle. It's like they trying, but it's just like both teams. It's just not good enough. And I mean, when I mean both teams, I mean the Thunder and the Knicks. It's like they did this trade to put them over the hump, yet it's still not good enough. So But I told you, I think it's just Thunder Pacers. You're right now. What you're seeing is the evolution of like the superstars teaming up is not good enough, but it's more about a superstar building around them and putting depth around these teams, depth around your superstar, and that's what we're seeing with both the Pacers and the Thunder. It's about SGA and about Tyler. I mean, right now those two guys, you see that both their teams are just so in depth, scoring wise, defensively, that is helped propel these teams to where they are today. The Thunder, I'll admit, Thunder and Timberwolves is a better matchup and a better series, a better storyline for the NBA, for just sports media, period. But it's just not what it's just not what we're gonna see right now. We're seeing that it's going to be about teams like the Thunder, the Pacers, moving forward. How can you maneuver the salary cap? How can you build around your superstar and your bench? What is that going to look like moving forward? Because if that was the case, shoot, we would have seen the we would have seen the Lakers get further than what they did if it was about just putting around superstars. The CBA right now is not building around superstars. It's about salary cap maneuvering and building depth within your organization. And it seems like finally the Oklahoma City Thunder, after all these years, is finally going to be able to get an NBA championship. But I'd rather see the Pacers and the Thunder, because I think that is a better matchup than the Knicks and the Thunder right now. Even though, like I said, storyline wise, we'd rather see like a team like the Knicks and the Knicks and the Timberwolves, just because of the trade that happened, and then seeing Ant-Man, the Garden, like that allure just seems better. But for us true basketball fans, Thunder Pacers is the better series.
Let's go to the West real quick. We'll stay in the West real quick, Raj. Is this series over?
Yeah, this series is over with. I don't know why Julius Randle only had 5 points tonight. He played 28 minutes, 5 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Bro, for all that, man, I just don't get it. They only lost by 2 points. They only lost by 2 points, mind you. And Ant-Man didn't have a great game either. He only had 16 points and 4 rebounds and 6 assists. So your two superstars are playing like completely average basketball right now. So I don't understand why they didn't show up fully. I don't get it. But Gilgeous Alexander had 40. I think Jalen Williams had 34 points, and that superstar showed up when he needed to show up. So I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with Minnesota right now. That's so disappointing. If you're gonna lose, go out, trying to shoot the ball as much as possible. And clearly, Julius Randle or Anthony Edwards did that in this game. So this is why they got the loss. This is why they're down 3-1. They have not showed up this entire series at this point, and they're going to go home probably the next game, because I think the next game is in Oklahoma City. So I would not be surprised if they blow them out completely tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is very disappointing. Like I said before, but Oklahoma City Thunder is a better team. They have a better defense. And right now they have the MVP, and he's playing like it. So if Anthony Edwards wants to get on that level, he's going to have to do all he can and not just only have 16 points. And Julius Randle got to have more than 5. And it's ridiculous, man. The rest of the team shows up, but your superstars don't. Ridiculous.
Yeah, this could get ugly on Wednesday night. Dre, let's go back to the East, and I'll come back to Raj as well. The Knicks stay alive, because if they would have lost yesterday, it would have been over. They avoid being down 0-3, come back from 20-plus points down. We get at least one more week of the Inside the NBA crew, because they'll go at least until Thursday with Game 5 back in New York at a minimum. I think it's going at least 6, maybe next Saturday. Well, this coming Saturday, excuse me. They play on tomorrow night. How you feel about that series? Is it over, or are you still rolling with the Pacers, or are the Knicks going to find a way to get one of these games? Because I think they win Game 5 at home. So as I said, I think we get at least 6 games.
These survival games, I feel like the Knicks can win, but I mean the series was pretty much over. You go down 0-2 at the Garden. All the hype and everything that was with New York. I think that the Pacers just took the air out of the building, and they barely survived too. If it wasn't for Cat having the game that he had, then we don't think about the Knicks are down 0-3 at that point. So I mean, this is another series that is over. A lot of us we picked the Pacers because we knew that the Pacers had more depth and better defense than what the Knicks had, especially also the fact that a lot of people on the Pacers can score, and the scoring can come from out of nowhere because we see. I mean, what Tyler had a bad first half in game one, and then the second half he had a good half making the shot that put it into overtime. Game two, he didn't even have to have all that of a game. And then game three, of course, like I said, Cat was the one who made it possible for the Knicks to win their game. I think it's just over right now for the Knicks. I just don't know how you really come back from an 0-2 deficit home at the Garden after all this time, all the hype that happened. I think that the Knicks put so much emphasis in games, that series against the Boston Celtics, and then propelling them, that helped them because you had Jason Tatum go out with the knee injury that he had. So I I think the Knicks just put everything that they had into just making it to the conference finals. Now they got to figure out how to get over the hump. I did see something interesting earlier today that Colin Cowherd said that he believes that KD should go in a trade for Karl Anthony Towns. I would say if the Knicks were able to keep their core and add KD, then I could see them making some type of headway. But if you just like get rid of Cat at this point, it's like, come on, like I don't know what we're doing. I think that you need this team plus KD. Like it's kind of like the Warriors. You keep the same team, but then you add in KD, gets you over the hump. So I love to see what moving forward the Knicks are able to do and pull forward. But right now, um, it just seems like a team like the Pacers or the Celtics, those teams that have depth and scoring and defense are the teams that are going to be the dangerous teams moving forward.
Well, Raj, Tibb finally played more than 6 guys.
Yeah, and with that said, I don't think this series is over with. I think the Knicks can win the next game. I think they found something by when they was getting blown out by 20. I think they found a weakness in Pacers, and also Naismith. I think that's his name. Got hurt. He twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
So once that happened, they was like, oh, okay, the best defender is not playing well. So they exploited that. Cat got into the paint, which he should be there anyway. Got into the paint, started doing his thing. Gave the team some life. I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag out, ball out game the next game, and I think the Knicks is going to come up. Going 2-2 back to New York, but I don't see this series being over with just yet. I understand that Halliburton's dad will be able to attend Game 4 in their place of business and the suite, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think the Knicks found a weakness. I think Neesmith being hurt is definitely going to give the Knicks I'm gonna say an advantage, but it's going to give them more ammo to attack their weakness. So as long as Tibbs is not only playing 7 guys, as long as he's playing a good rotation, Mitchell Robinson being in the starting lineup over Josh Hart and just D'ing up as much as possible, I think they might have a chance to, not only tie it up but win this series still. So it's not over with yet, Dre. They still it's probably gonna come down to either game 6 or game 7.
I don't see it going 7. I feel you. I feel like 6 is a possibility. But I gotta see it to believe it, man. I thought that both series would at least go like 6 games. on paper, you think that Timberwolves, uh, Thunder, Knicks, Pacers, like both of these, would at least go 6, 7, and it seems like I'll be honest, I don't think that neither one of these series uh, propels that far. I just don't see any. I haven't seen enough from either of these teams to make me believe it's going to go about 6 or 7.
Well, stay tuned as the NBA Finals start June 5th. So we are almost at the beginning of the finals. Real quick before we get out of here, make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell, vote on the poll. We got a quick college football update. Roger and Dre, as the college football playoff, we know it's 12 teams. We'll move to a straight seeding model this fall, as the top 4 teams with the top 4 seeds will have a first round bye. The 10 commissioners and Notre Dame athletic director Pete Lavacqua reached the unanimous agreement as well. Last year, the 4th highest ranked conference champions earned the 4 seeds, where they were ranked. Now, independent Notre Dame is eligible to earn a first round bye if the Irish are ranked in the top 4. All 4 teams that earned a first round bye in the inaugural 12-team college football playoff lost their first game. Wow. The 5 highest ranked conference champions will still be guaranteed spot in the 12-team field. The group agreed to maintain the $8 million financial commitment to the 4 highest ranked conference champions, $4 million for reaching the playoffs, and $4 million for reaching the quarterfinal. So we're just giving away that do-re-mi. Last year, Mountain West Conference champion Boise State and Big 12 champion Arizona State earned top 4 seeds and first round byes as 2 of the 4 highest ranked conference champions. The Broncos were ranked number 9 and seeded 3rd. Arizona State was ranked number 12, earned 4th, and the final bye. If a straight seeding model had been in place, it would have been Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State. Those would have been the top 4 seeds there as well. And there is possible consideration of the format to go to 2026 and beyond with the expansion. So, Trey, straight seeding model for college football sound good?
I like it that they're actually going by this seeding model as opposed to what they were doing before. I'm curious to see how this all ties in. It's one thing to have an opinion, but I think we need to actually see how this is all going to pan out, and then it's better to have a full analysis. But from what I'm envisioning and their interpretation of how this is supposed to be, I'm looking forward to it, because at least like there's innovation there. It's not the same old same old. It's like, okay, what can we do to move forward? And I think that that's what they're trying to do.
Raj, how you feeling about the playoffs?
As long as Alabama can get in, I don't give a damn. Okay, Alabama got robbed the last playoffs. These playoffs, so give us the seating that we need. Make it fair. Make it non-biased opinions, and we want the best 12 teams, not just 12 teams that y'all like, but the best 12 teams. Other than that, I'm glad they continue to keep on updating the system, making it better for everybody that's going to be in the college playoffs, because we want a very competitive and great college playoff system, for the not only for now but for the future. So good job.
Yeah, now with that, how many SEC teams will get in, how many Big Ten teams get in, it'll be interesting to see as well. But the top 5 conference champions still do get in, so it'll just be straight seeding. So that SEC team who has a better record than that Mountain West team will be in the playoffs. NFL, yeah, that is going to be pushed back, Cravante, to next year because the potential expansion of 18 games. So could be coming for the NFL.
And
The tush push is staying as well, Raj. 2 more votes were needed for it to be banned. So maybe next year if the Eagles win the Super Bowl again, which, if you ask me, could happen. Looking at the makeup of that team,
it could happen.
the Ravens like the tush push though.
We use it.
The Ravens voted to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, we use it. So I get why it stayed. We were part of the reasons why it stayed. So if it's been stopped, so it's not like it's not an unstoppable play. So I'm not for banning it at all. If you gotta stop it, you gotta find a way to stop it. So it is what it is. And I know the Commanders have stopped it before a lot. So other than that, like I said before, I don't mind it. I would love 18 games. 18 game schedule is fine with me. 2 preseason games, that's cool. But
2 buys, you get 2 buys.
Maybe 2 buys, but we shall see in the near future. that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother year, a couple years. But yeah, we're at the end of the show. So I just want to say, if you have not, please hit the like and subscribe button. Check out more of our content. We had a wonderful, wonderful guest today. So it was a beautiful thing. He touched on everything. So it was great. Saints wise, NWE and AW wise. So great show. Hit the like, subscribe button. It's getting late. I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day, and keep rocking out and doing your thing.
Dre, we're inching closer to 100 episodes. Episode 492 next week. We're going with that.
Closer and closer to 500, man. It's like
do we want the people's input for 500? Do we want to know what they want us to talk about? I mean,
we're
maybe next week we'll get into that Mount Rushmore stuff since there's not too much going on.
Yeah, we're still brainstorming ideas, but we're gonna make it interesting, everybody. 500, you'll like it.
Yes, Dre, the executive producer and co-founder. Prayers to our other co-founder, Cravante. Hope he feels better. We see your brother in the chat as well. The Commander Lorian, the social media producer, Big Raj. We'll be here each and every day. Let the people know what you're putting out each day with all these teams in the NFL. Saints fans who are in here, the Who Dat Nation.
The Who Dat Nation, every other NFL team fan. We're putting out schedule release predictions. So we have a ton of them out right now on the channel. We're gonna have more to come. We're gonna have all 32 teams. So if your team has not come up just yet, it's gonna come up eventually in these next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, join us tomorrow. We'll be live for NXT Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown is Friday. And in 2 weeks, Money in the Bank Worlds Collide. Big weekend of wrestling coming up in 2 weeks as well. All those scheduled previews and predictions, win by win loss predictions will be coming out. So stay tuned as well. And make sure, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that bell, vote on the poll, let us know your thoughts. Shout out once again to our wonderful, illustrious guest, the one and only Timothy J. Jones from State of the Saints podcast. Go ahead, click that link. You see it right there. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. Tell him the Flex Zone sent you. Shout out to all the people from his channel who subscribed and have joined us here on the channel. Just to try to shout out some of you real quick. Jerry G, we saw you in the Raw chat. Kai the Great, Rose City. What was it? Slim. Yeah, Slim, Solo Slim, everybody. Kimbo Slice, everybody. Shout out to all of you in the chat as well. Yeah, Slim Self 504, we see you as well, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for the love. So if you haven't already,
Daddy.
yes. Who Dat Daddy, appreciate you. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Shantae, we saw you in here, yes, for your Saints. I know it's exhausting. You're praying for a miracle. We'll see what happens as well. But for Drizzy Dre and for Big Raj, yours truly, God's favorite host, will be live tomorrow. Stay tuned for all the content on the channel. OTAs on the way. We'll have more great content for you here on the Flex Zone podcast. Your home for professional sports, giving you sports how you want it.
When you
need it.
All your ones that acknowledge us, hit us on all social media. You know the vibes. Each and every Monday as we inch closer to episode 500, but over 500 plus hours of content here. Check us out. If you're new here, thank you again for subscribing. You'll find something you love, I promise. For Raj, Dre, and Cravante from home, we'll be back next week for episode 492. See you tomorrow for NXT right here on the Flex On Podcast. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe on your way out. Good night.